This is Clemence, I talk about fragrance. Welcome back, and today we're talking about 20 ingredients. I chose one fragrance that I will pick if I had to restart my collection, okay? I try to choose also different brands all the time. Let's start. First ingredient is neroli, and my favorite for that is definitely FLORIS Neroli Voyage. I don't think you can beat that neroli in terms of neroli fragrance. Very wearable one. It's very orangey, very citrusy, and it's not the type of neroli that's gonna smell like baby powder. It's a little bit more bitter, so it's really approachable for men as well and for women. It does have a marine vibe. It's like your syrupy cocktail by the sea. For me, this is the one that makes me travel, and I love how classy it is. Next one, we're talking about roses. So I'm very picky with my rose. I don't like when it smells old-fashioned rose, otherwise it's no. I like my rose to be dark, to be a bit vamp. I like my rose to be a bit juicy, and the best for that, of course, is my signature scent, Scherzo by Miller Harris. Oh my god, I just realized that I picked Miller Harris twice. Anyway, Scherzo, it's tangerine at the start, so it's very fruity, and it dries down into a very sweet wood note. Always get me the maximum of compliments. It's very strong on me as well, so I do love that for any kind of event. I'm wearing my Scherzo. Vanilla! So because I didn't include a gourmand note, I wanted a gourmand vanilla, and the best one for that for me is Alexander J, and it combines two ingredients that I really like, which is coconut, oud actually, and vanilla, so that's three. It smells like a sponge cake. Vanilla, it's like you just cooked like a very sweet vanilla cake, and it's so beautifully done and very powdery. I love it. Next one is amber. That's probably the one that was the most difficult for me to choose, but I went back to my classic. And the first proper amber that I got, I think, was Grand Soir by Maison Francis Kurkdjian. I do have more resinous amber. If I have no collection anymore, I will get this because I know I will wear that often. It does have a little bit of a woody undertone that gives something a little bit more masculine, but I think on me it's very classy. That's a classic. Next one is oud. Again, I have a lot of oud in my collection, so it was terrible for me to choose, but I chose a very sweet oud, and it's Sweetie Oud by Roja. First of all, because it's a very luxury, that if I have to go out and have to show off, I will always have this one in my purse. It's a proper oud as well, and that's why I chose it, because the oud is very animalic, very primitive note, that is perfectly blended with some macaroons and pastry-like, and this is just yummy and sexy. Next one is Vetiver. Again, a torture for me to choose. But I have to say, Terre d'Hermès, we need a new bottle, as you can see. It's one of the fragrances I kept for so long in my collection. It never left my collection, except when I gave it to my brother, maybe. This is with bitter orange and spices. Ladies, I 100% recommend you to spray this on you, because you're gonna smell so chic, aristocratic chic. You see the vibe? Or even if you want to go for a brunch and, you know, look a bit more natural. It's just everything to me. For men or for women, just try it because you won't be disappointed. This is chicness in a bottle. Absolutely love it. A masterpiece by Jean-Claude Ellena, no matter what people say. Sandalwood. So I've got my favorite sandalwood ever, I want to make it clear, is Piano Santal by L'Orchestre Parfum, but I chose L'Orchestre Parfum for another category. There's one that I think is very unusual, and it's Sandal Sun by Hermetica. Very sunny accord, and when you apply it on the skin, it actually feels a bit oily. The fragrance is thick, buttery, hazelnut-like, so it's a gourmand sandalwood. So the sandalwood smell always a little bit dry, and like a soft oud is usually something a bit delicate. In this one is popping up a lot, but it's beautifully rounded. Musk. So I wanted to try a pure musk. There's a lot of different musk. You have the animalic musk that smell skunky. Right now I'm talking really a white musk that smells very, very clean. Fusion with the skin. Musk is very useful for layering. Last one for that for me is ACAMPORA musk. This is a earthy also. Musk feels super realistic, and you do have a little bit of lavender. So you have the choice. The Eau de Parfum is more reliable with more lavender, I think. And the Pure Extra is really focused on that musk. So every time you wear a scent like that, the fragrance will feel ultra personal, because no one will smell the same. Next one is Fig, and that's where I messed up a bit, but I have new fragrance in my collection, and it's Hydra Fig, and this is by Mila Harris. You need to be a lover of marine fragrance in the sea way, very clean, laundry-like. You do have in the dry time some darker woody notes. The fig is like watery. It's like you get a splash of freshness on your face. Absolutely love that. I find the longevity and projection was really good for a fresh fragrance. Great release. Is Jasmine, a fragrance that I have in my collection that I don't talk a lot about, but every time I want a jasmine fragrance, I take this one. And it's Jasmin Satin by Maison Rebacci. I love this little bottle. I really started to really love it because it's a clean jasmine. Usually I do have a lot of dirty jasmine. Like you took the petal of jasmine from the garden, happy mood. It feels a bit satin-like, but mainly more natural. Very good. Next one is Osmanthus, so also a floral note, but Osmanthus smell peachy apricot like the peach skin that is a bit velvety. That's exactly what you smell. So for me the best one is definitely Osmanthus Yuan, which is a new fragrance from Le Jardin Retrouvé. You never smell an Osmanthus like that. It's just the best on the market to me, and I'm not joking on that. Slightly green facet, very natural Osmanthus, but very rich at the same time. It's very zen, really huge crush, and he probably gonna reconcile you with slightly green notes. Tuberose is the most fragrant flower in the world. It's usually characterized as smelling milky, creamy, and super opulent. So it's very difficult to blend a tuberose in a fragrance because usually it takes over any ingredient I will put after. So creating a tuberose, it's really difficult. Bouquet encore par l'Orchestre Parfum. This tuberose is for me the best one I smelled. I smell a lot of tuberose, but I have to say I just realized with the time that tuberose is just not my favorite flower. It does have a gummy thing on me as well that I don't like. And Bouquet encore is this tuberose for me is the best. It's super creamy and it feels electric, buzzing, it's sexy, it's vibrant. You're gonna smell the pepper that is gonna come first, and this really gives like an electric feeling to that fragrance. Next one is cherry. I had a long thought about this one because I have a lot of cherry fragrance that I absolutely love. I wanted to pick my Alexandre J, but I was like, I already chose one, so no. I'm gonna choose Ghost. I'm restarting my collection. In there, I don't really have a cheap fragrance, so I wanted to get a cheap fragrance, and for me, a Ghost Orb of the Night is one of the most underrated fragrance of all time. Cherry, almondy, done by a great perfumer as well. Of course, not the best quality of ingredient, but for the price, you have an amazing composition. Longevity is great. 3 bottles of it because I am never bored of it. By the way, I smelled the new Orb of the Night because there's a new flanker. It's called Opulence. It's no. For me, it's no. It smells sweet and it's like He lost something unique, like, no, I'd rather go for this. Next one is rum, and rum I want to pick Jazz Club Maison Margiela. It's not the most prominent rum I've ever smelled. It's more like blended with vanilla and tobacco, so it's very smooth composition, wearable for every day, all year round, and you can wear it during the night. I love to blend it with oud, so for me that's a real gem for layering. It's my second bottle, so love it. Dates, yes, very surprising. There's not a lot of fruity notes. I just realized that I'm not a fruity person. That usually dates smell a bit boozy, a bit sticky, old, dry fruit. I think it's really nicely done in Chloé Nomade, and it's the eau de parfum naturel. I love that it has something very summery, very creamy, very solar. Next ingredient is leather that smells like a skin, that smells like a handbag if you like, or that could smell a bit animalic. To associate a color, you will go for brown or black. This is usually something that gives a very characteristic rebellious character. Sometimes it feels a bit like sweaty on me. Elegance Cuirée by Plume Impression. This is the most elegant leather you will ever smell. And for the people that are a bit scared to wear leather, this is gonna be so good. It does have a bit of flower note, it's nicely blended, it lasts for ages, but it's not intoxicating. Next one is lavender. Lavender, difficult to wear. But if I had to pick, I would take Libre YSL because again, I would be able to wear it every day. I would go to work with it. And I love the fact that lavender being introduced in such a popular fragrance is very trendy, a bit show off, an amazing projection with that, and it's super long lasting. For me, it's just a really nice way to wear some lavender. let's talk about tobacco. Tobacco, that is usually a smell that is earthy on a drier note as well. So usually really nice to blend with some smooth note. And I think the best tobacco fragrance I've ever smelled for me is XERJOFF Naxos. So we go back to luxury fragrance. Smooth is overwhelming, opulence, the quality of ingredients is insane, next level fragrance mixed with sticky honeyed scent. Mature gentleman sometime, but if as a lady you wear that, everyone is gonna follow you, trust me on that. This is a fragrance that has accomplished a lot for me. When we're talking about saffron, the most expensive spices in the world, smell a bit like a burnt sugar. You smell saffron, you smell a very luxurious note. It really elevates the fragrance. Sweetness, but overall it brings something very smooth. Crystal saffron. This is the best of the game. The best of the game so far. This one, it smells more synthetic, but it's normal. They've put a lot of ambroxan in there. So it takes the saffron and push it to the max. And that I love because I don't have a pure saffron scent. I always have saffron with oud, saffron with blah blah blah. I wanted to smell my saffron, you know. I wanted to smell my saffron, ridiculous. Ambroxan smell a bit like ambery but synthetic. 100% tell you that you're gonna get complimented. You're gonna have the most beast sillage ever. And it's so great for layering as well. It's so great on its own. My boyfriend wears it a lot. He keeps getting compliment at work, so I think it has nothing to prove. Next one is aldehyde. You might think I'm gonna get you a number 5, but I wanted to change. It's a molecule that smells fizzy, champagne-like. We usually compare it to a step between strawberry and lemon. Test on your skin, smell an aldehydic fragrance. It's like it's floating on top of your skin, which is magical to me. So my favorite one for that is La Perla Invisible Touch. This was a love as first sniff. Basically taking a very vintage retro fragrance, because aldehyde, you can't smell a lot of aldehydes nowadays, but make it super, super modern. Number 5 step, but super modern. I think it's gonna reconcile you with vintage fragrance. Ylang ylang, this flower is a yellow solar flower, and like you're on holiday, it smells very tropical, and it's also a very opulent flower, the sun in your perfume. Ylang in gold by MFK. So the ylang ylang is very focused in here, which is lovely. I love the fact that because ylang ylang is such a tropical fragrance, why not blend it with tropical accords? It's a bit spongy, but really when you wear that, it's like florals, but by the sun. I cannot wait to wear that on holidays this year. This is definitely in my bag. And how gorgeous is that bottle? My God. Voila guys, take one ingredient and tell me what's the fragrance you would have picked for this. I am curious to read your comments. Guys, if you like that video, let me know in the comment as well, because I might do more videos like that with different ingredients. There's so many to discover. Thanks again, my super thanks the people that are just clicking down and give me a little donation. That is so appreciated. You're gonna see the name just after I'm finished with the video. I will see you soon. Bye now. Listen to Jackson 5, we can make it, we'll survive.